and welcome to Good Vibe Coaching Academy. This is our intro video. Going to be a lot of information in here. There will be some additional information and some emails that will come to you in the forms of call-in numbers, email addresses, and so forth, but this is just kind of a little unofficial get to know you, and it is going to be particularly low tech. As I thought about preparing this video, I almost got emotional. Like, we are so glad to have you here. Each and every one of you are individual and important, and it is our goal to get to know each of you on an individual basis so that we can support you the best ways possible. We know you had choices for your coach training, and we're honored that you actually are spending some time and some money and some energy with us. So more than anything, I just want to thank you for that and to acknowledge the investment that you're making in your training and your journey, and let you know you're not alone, because we are here with you now every step of the way. You have invested in some training and you have invested in some energetic partnership, and those are great investments. So this program is going to change the way you look at a lot of things, and it may turn out not to be exactly what you thought it was going to be, which is probably going to be a good thing, maybe. But whatever it is, just know that we are here for you, and more than anything, we are committed to your success in ways that you will experience as you go along, but we really mean it. I mean, each one of you and your personal successes matter to us on a very personal level. So thank you so much for joining us, for being with us, and for letting us be with you. And we're dedicated to see to it that this is an investment that pays for you 1,000 times over. So a little bit about us. My name is Lisa Hayes. I am from Escape from Relationship Hell and the Relationship RX show. I have been coaching for, well, more than a decade. I'm not going to say exactly how long, because that will date me, but a long time. And I have used law of attraction tools not only to build my practice, but also as coaching tools within my practice. Like, people will come to the table and say, I don't know if I want to be a law of attraction coach specifically. And I always say, I don't market myself that way necessarily, but these tools work in any niche, any genre, and I'm living proof of that. Like, we all know law of attraction's working all the time. Law of attraction principles work in coaching practices beautifully. So, you know, I bring some years of experience. I'm going to be very honest with you and open about successes and failures, and we're going to have a great time together. My partner, the beautiful Miss Jeanette Ma, Good Vibe Coach. Some of you may know her from Good Vibe University. As far as I'm concerned, the leading expert on law of attraction when it comes to coaching and probably everything else. And she too brings some years of experience in the coaching field. So just the wisdom that is in that woman, be prepared to squeeze every little bit of that out that you can get, because it's certainly worth it. And the two of us together, like I said, we're committed to transparency, to telling you what works, what doesn't work, how we've evolved, how we've had to make changes. Little bit more about the two of us. Jeanette has a very large animal family. Those of you who know Jeanette know that. It's like she works for an animal corporation. She's got fosters. She's got a lot of things going on in her home. I have, personally, what I refer to as my 3-year-old CEO. This video could live into eternity, so he might be in college when you're working, when you're watching this. So, but I mentioned that so that you understand that we got chaos in our lives sometimes. Sometimes there's chaos in the background of the videos or the phone calls or whatever, but we certainly understand what it means to bring a life into a coaching practice, and the juggling and the shuffling and all the things that we do in our lives, which really led us to, as we were developing this program, think about things around success much differently than just the financial payoff. Like, we really want you guys to experience success that feels good and juicy and has balance and leaves you joyful in your life and in your coaching practice. So, despite the fact that Jeanette works for her for her very large family of beautiful foster animals and loving animals that she has in her home all the time, and all the stuff she's got going on. And despite the fact that I have a 3-year-old CEO, what you need to know is that for this period of time that we spend together, we are committed to you. I mean, we really do work for you. We really do love you. And I hope that that translates in the days and the weeks and the months to come that we spend together. So a little bit of an overview about our program. There we go. It comes in 4 parts. LOA Basics. LOA Basics is required for all of the other modules in our program. And I know that many of you will come to this program with a good solid bunch of LOA material under your belt. But the more you know that people say things differently. There are different sort of terms, use of language. We just wanted to make sure that we all meet for the purposes of this program in one place. So LOA Basics is required, and it is probably the one part of our course that we get the most compliments on. So it's definitely well worth it in and of itself. The second module is Coaching Philosophy, which is just that. It's coaching skills. It's how to bring law of attraction into any coaching practice. How we view coaching from the Good Vibe Coaching Academy perspective, which is all about identity shifting. So coaching philosophy is meaty, and it's juicy, it's challenging, but it's going to shape or change the way you view coaching probably forever. The third one is business building, which I think is really what sets our program apart. I mean, obviously coaching philosophy sets us apart too because it's slightly different, but many programs don't give you necessarily the skills that you actually need to launch. Like, our goal was to create a program that would not just teach a coach how to coach, but actually teach a coach how to get out in the world and spread their brilliance and wisdom, and see to it that you do have that level of success that you're looking for. So business building is number 3, and the 4th module is the internship. A lot of people ask questions about what's the internship, and I always say it's different every time. But internships were designed to be specifically put together for each coach where they're at, so we can assess together as a team where you're at, where you want to go, and what needs to happen to get you there, and work with you individually during that process. In a lot of ways, I think internship is going to be the most challenging for most people. So, as you know, because some of you are probably doing this, you don't have to do all of these modules. A lot of people jump in for one or the other or a couple. This program was designed to be flexible so that you can get in and get what you need and then get out. So if you're doing one, welcome to the program. If you're doing the whole enchilada, as we call it, special warm welcome to you. But you're all valuable and important to us, no matter what commitments you've made to your training here. So how do you get the good stuff? 3 steps. When you sign up, you need to understand we are not automated. We are intentionally low tech. Bet you hadn't guessed that yet. And what that means to you is nothing that happens at GVCA is done on an autoresponder. So how you will get your lessons, they are delivered individually by a real human, and there's 3 steps. Request your lesson. You will get email instructions on how to do that. Turn in your homework is number 2, and number 3 is request the next lesson. So you will request your lesson from our administrative person. And again, real humans. Don't expect that immediate turnaround. Wait, I took to say people 24 hours, make your request. And again, that email will be included in a follow-up, or his email address will be included in a follow-up email. Your job then is to listen to your lesson. And at the end of almost every lesson, there is a homework assignment. Occasionally, we have done 1 or 2 that didn't have one. And we've done some expert calls in the business building module that didn't require homework assignments. But you will request your lesson. You will turn in your homework assignment to us directly. And those email addresses will be included also. And then you will request your next lesson from the administrative person. So it's just 3 simple steps. Request your lesson, do your homework, request your next lesson. So there is one rule. Do not skip your homework. Sometimes it's easy to do, like a homework assignment feels sticky or whatever, like a little bit too much work for what you're wanting, or you're really anxious to get onto the next material. But our requirement is that you do not skip the homework. These lessons have been compiled in a specific order and they build upon each other. So it's very important that you do not skip ahead on material when you haven't done your homework, because in the end, it all comes together and makes sense. So request your homework, or request your lesson, do your homework, and then request your next lesson. That's pretty much how it works. Additionally, with the recorded calls that you will get, all of which is digital, which means you can jump in at any point, there's no starting dates or ending dates specifically, you will get your recorded lessons, and there are 2 weekly phone calls. Coaching Roundtable and the Materials Support Call. So we started out with just one, which was a Materials Support Call. And it became pretty obvious to us that there was a need for 2. So the Coaching Roundtable Call is an opportunity to get coaching and to coach. Practice up on your coaching skills, to get support in a really safe and really sacred kind of environment with your fellow students and with faculty. It is, I think, one of the greatest products, or one of the greatest things that we offer, in that it's a wonderful sacred place to learn and share and grow together. So that is one call. The second call is the Materials Support Call. So what we do in that call is we will bring together everybody as a group. None of these calls are required, by the way. The Coaching Roundtable Call is not recorded, so if you miss it, you miss it. But with the Coaching Materials Call, or the Support Call, we will go around the table, see where everybody's at with their stuff, if they have any questions about the material in the lessons that they're learning right now, to make sure that everybody gets all the support they need to get through the material. And then, if we have time left over, we have kind of an assigned topic that we've decided to discuss, having to do specifically with coaching and building a coaching practice. So, search engine optimization, or list building, or how to handle certain specific kind of tricky or sticky coaching situations. But we stick pretty well to an agenda on those calls. They are recorded and they are available for a limited time. So they don't go on into infinity. But for approximately a month, you would have access to those if you can't make those calls. So again, neither of the live calls are required, but they are I would highly encourage you to make every effort to get to them. And if you can't get to them, to at least listen to the recordings that are available. So in order to stay active in the whole program, you have to turn in homework every 3 weeks. So that seems like a pretty reasonable pace. And usually when I say that to new students coming in, they're like, oh my goodness, I'll get my homework in. I'll just do it. But life happens. We have learned as this program has progressed that life comes up. So, vacations or a cold or whatever. But in order to stay active, you must submit an assignment every 3 weeks. And the benefit of being active is that you will be able to attend and participate in the live calls, which is a huge benefit. You will find great value and community there. If for some reason that is legitimate, something comes up and you would like a waiver to the 3-week rule, you can certainly contact us in person to request that, and we will consider every request, because again, life happens. And since we've started GVCA, there have been some pretty legitimate big life events that have come up with some of our students. So waivers are available, but generally speaking, for active participation, you must submit an assignment every 3 weeks. So one of the questions we get asked a lot is, how do you actually become Good Vibe Coaching Academy certified, or Good Vibe certified? Big question. Important question. And the answer to that question is, you must complete all 4 modules. So like I said, you can come in at any place. You can kind of take them in miscellaneous orders if you want to. We think there's kind of a rhyme or reason for the order that they happen in the program, but some people have taken business building and gone back and taken coaching philosophy. Some people come in and think they're only going to take one and then end up signing up for all of them. But in order to become fully certified, you need to complete all the modules, including the internship, and submit every homework assignment and complete all of your requirements. It seems pretty basic, but that's the answer. You've got to do the whole enchilada to become Good Vibe certified. And we think it's worth it. We're rocking out some of, I think, the best coaches in the industry, so you will be in good company if you make the decision to go all the way through. Kind of in conclusion to this, I want to talk a little bit about why we started Good Vibe Coaching Academy. I think both Jeanette and I saw a huge need. So many coaches struggling. A lot of coaches fail, and we have this belief that if any one coach fails, it kind of hurts all of us, like it diminishes the whole industry. And there are brilliant coaching minds out there, maybe not doing as well as they'd like, and there are people who are working their asses off and still don't have thriving practices. And we know there's a better way. You're watching this video, so you know there's a better way too. And our between us, like our little motto is, may no coach be left behind. And that includes you. No coach left behind. We all get to thrive. We all get to have success on our terms, by our own definitions. And with the tools that we're offering here that you are about to engage, completely doable. Completely doable. You're going to love it here. You have joined one of the coolest classes. Like, all the cool kids are hanging out here. You're going to have a blast. And more importantly, you are going to engage in a community that's going to support you with mentors who really care, because your success matters to us. Our success depends on yours in a lot of ways. You're going to learn how to leverage law of attraction in your practice, to build it, to share it, to coach with it. It's a beautiful thing. You are a part of it. And just remember, we really do love you. So don't hesitate to reach out for support. Don't hesitate to email with questions. Don't hesitate to build relationships with your fellow students and engage them for support. And welcome to Good Vibe Coaching Academy.